Is drill music dead, y'all? Is it a rap? Um, when you think about drill, what's some of the artists that come to mind? What's some of the smash hits? What's some of the big singles? What's the culture that you think about? What's the industry impact that you think about? We're gonna talk about very prominent drill rappers. We're gonna talk about recent drill news. We're gonna talk about some of the biggest rappers. We're gonna talk about some of the biggest rappers in drill that are now deceased, some that are in jail. We're gonna walk through this topic a little bit. But before we get there, good morning, everybody. Shout out to the whole chat. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the mods. Happy Sunday and all that. I want to start off with verses. Did y'all see it? Was y'all there last night? I don't be missing no verses. As soon as verses comes on, I'm pulling up. This was big, man. I actually wanted to pull up to the building, man. I really want to be out there for this. Couldn't make it, but overall, what's the score that we giving verses? I'm not even gonna pull no punches, man. I'm gonna give it a 7. No Limit versus Cash Money. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'll say some of the highlights here for y'all. We'll play some of the controversy that came after. I'll say when it started, the nostalgia is there. You got Manny Fresh coming out. They kicked things off. They went first. No Limit came out. I felt like they had too many people on stage. The whole night. It's just like I get it. The No Limit Soldiers and the No Limit Army was always the look of the brand, but I just had too much going on. Too many people that just had nothing to do with nothing. And if you wanted to have that type of presentation, maybe you do it only for certain songs, like make them say you know what I'm saying, and you have Fiend or Master P come out or whatever. Like, it's not a perfect concert, so let me not be overcritical. On the Cash Money side, I didn't know that Lil Wayne wasn't popping out. Nobody told me that before the show started. I didn't know. To me, I'm just like, all right, let me see who y'all got over there. No Limit. Mystical is home, I believe, but you can't bring him out on stage, can you? Right? I tweeted that sarcastically yesterday. I was like, if Mystical comes out, is it a good or a bad thing? I was being sarcastic. A lot of people rightfully answered on Twitter and said, no, he can't come out. Like that wouldn't be a good look for them at all. But you got your fiends, you got Silk, you got Master P, you got Mia X. You have a lot of ancillary people that have come through No Limit over the years, some smaller, some bigger. But on the Cash Money side, I'm just like, yo, how do you get around Lil Wayne? How do you get around his star impact, whatever they decide to pull out of his catalog, like his biggest hits? Like, how do you get around Lil Wayne? Nobody told me. When they was like 3 songs in, I'm sitting there tweeting, when Lil Wayne comes out, it's a wrap. Like, because Cash Money came out kind of clearing shit a little bit. It felt like they was up 3-0, maybe 4-0 early. That was the way I was seeing it. And I was just like, and they didn't even bring Wayne out yet. It's over. And then in the back of my mind, too, Cash Money, Young Money, it's all underneath the same umbrella. What if Nicki and Drake comes out? I'm just like, No Limit is gonna die today. All right. But no Wayne. So I asked y'all on Twitter. A lot of people told me because his stipulations, no Turk, no him. You know what I'm saying? He wanted the full family to be there or he wasn't with it. The Turk thing is the Turk thing. We're even gonna see the footage real quick of Baby taking shots at him. I could have did the whole show without Turk, to be honest. But Wayne, ironically though, it's a very, very close battle. Going into like the first half of it, I was just like, yo, Cash Money is they kind of taking this clear. But the second half of it, No Limit really, really came back. By the time they dropped Bout About It, and then they carried on after that, I was like, oh no, No Limit is back in the fight. And then they got to their knockdown at the end. For them to do fuck them other niggas and Snoop come out, yeah. And then before that, Cash Money did a Millie, and there's no Lil Wayne there. So it's just like, you tried a Lil Wayne song, it didn't hit like that, and then they counted with this, and Snoop comes out. Yeah, they evened it out. So I'll check my Twitter poll that I put up. I only had it for like 6 hours last night. Probably got like 1,000 votes on it or something like that. And I think it was real close. It was probably like 48-52, something like that when I last looked at it. So very, very close. I think it's even. There's no landslide on either side. Nobody got their ass whooped. The only L that I seen that was taken last night was the Las Vegas crowd. when you look at it in hindsight, it's like, why wasn't this in New Orleans? Could you guys have not found a way to put this in New Orleans? I get it. Business is business. Vegas is Vegas. But every time they put the camera on that fucking crowd, it's like they didn't know what they were showing up to. It's like, did y'all know that this was Cash Money versus No Limit? Did you buy a ticket just for a concert and it was random for you? Like, the crowd was the worst crowd I've ever seen for a versus, seen for a concert, period. Especially with those names on stage, you know? But I want to give a shout out to the highlights on both sides. The highlights for No Limit was Mia X. She carried a bulk of the weight for No Limit, it seemed like. So shout out to her. She did her thing. I didn't even notice that was Mia X when the show first started. I thought it was just a woman up on stage. I'm like, that's Mia X. She's looking very, very good these days. You know what I'm saying? For the age and everything. Like, she's aged well. She's up there still performing and rapping her heart out. So shout out to her. But on the Cash Money side, isn't it ironic that they didn't even need Wayne? They leaned on Juvenile. Juvenile carried Cash Money very, very well. BG did his thing. Manny Fresh did his thing. Baby did their thing. They got commercial hits. But as far as like just pulling the energy and captivating the moments, Juvenile did that. He did his little acapella fake Jada Kiss moment that went over well. I said the joke on Twitter. I was like, why does Juvenile look the same age his whole career? Like whatever age he was when we met him, he's the same age now. It's like some vampire shit going on. He looks exactly the same, but he definitely carried a lot of the energy for Cash Money. So it was a reminder of some of their commercial success and hits on both sides. But damn, seemed to be the shortest verses. You know, it felt like we was heating up and we was like, all right, now it's evened out. No Limit is coming back. And then Manny Fresh comes to the front of the stage and says, yo, they telling us we got 4 minutes left, so we got to wrap it up. And I'm just like, wait, what? We just now all getting into it. So all in all, you know, it's cool, but definitely not one of the better verses, okay? When you think about all the people that's out, people that passed away, people that's not a part of things anymore, the short nature of it. But I was happy to get the nostalgic, you know, moment. So I ain't gonna bitch. Damn. So Birdman had his little moment talking his shit. I definitely want y'all to see, if you haven't already, when he took a shot at Turk. But first, you know, he's claiming his little history in the game.
Started this stunt shit. I started this jewelry. I'm the first nigga with diamonds in their teeth. I'm the first nigga with tattoos in their face. I started this stunt shit.
Now you ready?
Let's get it. Let's get
Everybody
it.
Everybody put your wands in the air, man.
Okay. It was, I don't know how much that really matters. I mean, of course, you got the #1 stunner. I don't care about tattoos in your face, buddy. But this is when the most controversial piece of the night, him calling Turk a bitch, pretty much.
When I met Blood, you know, I just was trying to do something different in the game. I started this shit young. I was a young man trying to get some money and not be in the streets. And I met BG, I met Wayne, I met Juvie, I met Turk. Shout out to Turk, you little bitch. You ain't here, but fuck you. We gonna fuck with you and we won't fuck with you. You heard me?
Don't go off script, nigga.
Hey, we gonna fuck with that bitch when we
Man, he said, don't go off script.
won't fuck with it. But that's another movie. But ain't no, you know, Cash Money. When one nigga died, I ain't gonna say died, but we lost a lot of soldiers. But Cash Money ain't built on you leave, you can't, we gonna still multiply.
Let's go.
Cash Money ain't gonna.
He almost said, you leave, you can't come back. He changed his words. You leave, you can't, we multiply. Why did he take this moment to get at all these people that he don't rock with?
Never die. As long as I'm alive, hold on, Fresh. Wait, Fresh. Long as I'm alive, Cash Money ain't gonna never die. Shout out to my nigga NBA Young Boy, NBA Rich Gang. Fuck who don't like it.
Right.
We with all the bullshit. If you ain't with us, fuck you, nigga.
Why you gotta be with all the bullshit? Why did he have his Suge Knight moment for randoms? Eh? Man, he was trying so bad. Like, come on, man. Hey, man, don't do it. Nah, man. Hold on. Let me get this out. Now, fuck it. The cameras is already running. Fuck it. It is what it is, B. But they're gonna be talking about that for a hot minute. And Turk already responded, right? Let's take a look at that. He's been doing lives and going back and forth with them for a couple weeks now, so I'm not shocked at this.
You feel me? Look, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it all the way real though. I think No Limit tore their ass up.
I don't know about that.
Do not hate. You feel me? Look, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's people in the crowd screaming at him. You hating?
But I'm gonna keep it all the way real though. I think No Limit tore their ass up.
They didn't though. You know what I'm saying? Actually,
Do not hate.
No Limit was up there getting their ass whooped for the first half, but it is what it is. You know, it's not uncommon, people, these fucking makeups to breakups and makeups to breakups for these groups. I'm very, very proud to see the Woo holding it together. I'm proud to see that. Proud to see when they go on tour, they ain't no like, yo, this person ain't here. The only person that's not there is passed away, which is dirty. It's not easy to do. You see Mob Deep moving around right now. Prodigy passed away. You know, you can't help that. Rest in peace. Cash Money, a lot of dissension, a lot of problems. Young Money, No Limit, all these different issues surrounding some of these historical groups. But all in all, you know, that comes with the territory. Jay says Juvenile held it down for Cash Money. Mia X held it down for No Limit. Yep. It would have been amazing if Wayne and Mystical was there. Not Mystical. Side note, Mia X beat Cancer. I'm proud of her. Really. Shout out to her. Absolutely big shout out to her. We still in October. So big shout out to her on that. But no, Mystical couldn't come out. That's why I tweeted that sarcastically. Mystical had, should I say allegedly? Because I don't remember all of it, but it feels like he's got these SA or R convictions like 2, 3, 4 times or something like that. That's why last night I even had to Google like real quick during the verses, is Mystical out right now? But nah. That's not a good look at all. It's one thing to have the accusations and stand by your homies like, oh, that's some bullshit that got put on his jacket. It's another thing to have the convictions, right? CJ, you're gonna make me do it real quick. What are Mystical's criminal convictions? Yeah, I remember half of it. That's why I was just like, I don't know about that. No, Mystical the rapper. I fucking typed that wrong. That's is it how's he spell his shit? Is it MY? Mystical? I think. What's his shit? Born Michael Lawrence Tyler. Okay. Conviction served sentences. In 2003, Mystical pled guilty to sexual battery and extortion involving his hairstylist. In 2004, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. After his release 2010, he had been registered as a sex offender. Additional in 2017, Mystical was indicted on charges for first degree R and second degree kidnapping. He spent about 18 months in jail before posting bond. The charges were later dropped. Okay. On July 31st, 2022, Mystical was arrested in Louisiana and charged with a range of offenses: first degree R, domestic abuse battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, sounds like some kidnapping wild type stuff, simple robbery, criminal damage to property, and possession of various drugs, heroin, marijuana, methamphetamine, and Xanax. In September 2022, he pleaded not guilty to those charges. So it's once again, if you have like one accusation that you're not convicted of, or like one situation that you're convicted of, and for whatever reason everybody looks at the circumstances and gives you a pass, like that's just some bullshit, then I can understand, you know. But it's multiple situations, including the same stuff of sexual battery, sexual assault, and R-ing stuff, allegedly. I'll still say up here for safety. So that's what I mean when I say he couldn't have came out last night, because he arguably had the best verse on one of their biggest commercial hits, right? Make him say, right? That's why I was like, are they gonna do it? They really can't though. All right, but I'll leave that alone. All right, stick it to battle rap for the moment. The J Mills DNA and goods saga continues. I really appreciate the entertainment value that you guys are providing. I do.
You gotta update his resume, man. You gotta update your resume, real talk.
Press and play. We can do this rap shit like every day. And like I said, bitch, update your resume.
That's funny. That is funny. There you go. And leave the website up there. Hey, anybody interested? There you go. The update your resume sweaters and t-shirts are on sale for $60 for a hoodie or $50 for a t-shirt. That's a weird disparity though. Come on, Mills. Like $10 difference between a hoodie and a t-shirt. I ain't mad at you. Get your money. But there you go. If you're interested, it's on his site to go grab a hoodie or a t-shirt. With him trying to spin it into business is definitely funny. Good tactic, good approach, good response. Hey, even Baby from the Breakfast Club had the put some respect on my name t-shirts, right? There you have it. All right. Oh, I actually had some little small shit real quick for y'all if y'all want to double back to the Cash Money piece. I see the messy stuff online. I see it. Everybody want to jump into their business. So be it. This one I was more interested in before y'all started trying to connect the dots. But when I say more interested in, dated for 16 years, married for 30 days, and she filed for divorce demanding 160 million from Birdman. There's literally comments in here saying she played the long game. I don't know how much money Tony Braxton has or what she's worth. But obviously Baby's been a guy that's been super up ever since we've known him. When I say super, I mean super. I'm talking about big money he's always had coming through his hands and his companies, right? But damn, how do you date for 16 years? What makes you even get divorced in 30 days to begin with? But then this 160 mil on the table. So y'all watched Versus last night, and this is some of the dots that people on the internet started connecting. I'm not saying I'm with all of this. I'm not saying I believe in all of this. Hey, but Tamar Braxton responds to criticism after being spotted linking arms with sister Tony Braxton's husband, Birdman, and wiping sweat from his bald head. Here goes some of the tweets. This is from her because she couldn't be here, and she loved her husband. So I'ma hold it down for her and my brother. The fuck? But they just got divorced, right? So what do you mean you're holding it down for her? Or she filed for divorce. So what do you need to hold it down for? I'm confused there. I don't know their business that much. I'm just saying, quick observation. Then they funny with shit like this. They got Tamar up there, just oh my god.
Let's go.
That little interaction, it almost looks like y'all know each other very, very well. But the sister of your wife, you should know her very, very well. I'm just saying, it does look like there's something there. A little.
What my son said.
Was you taking down the sister, baby? Was you?
What's up, kid? Baby? What's up, kid?
Wipe the sweat from his forehead.
What's up, kid? Baby? What's up, kid?
Yo, ladies, can your blood sister be up on stage with your husband while you not there, moving like that, patting sweat or wiping sweat from his forehead while he's performing and all that? Can he do that? Can she do that, ladies? Let me look at the chat. Let me see what the ladies are saying. Is that cool with y'all, ladies? Y'all letting that slide? Jay says they're still married. Yeah, the reports is that it's just a divorce filing at this point, right? But you see how people move around even when they're still married. I mean, shit. Cardi B, I don't think was her divorce finalized with Offset. Obviously, not by the time when she started running around the football player, right? So when people separate, they separate, and they still move around before that paperwork is done. That's a risky game. He might have hit that. Yeah, that look a little funny. Melly, one of our ladies says, no. Yo, talk to your sister. So go get your sister, B. What else?
Shit. Are you ready? Let's get it. Let's get it. Everybody push your ones in the air, man. Push your ones. Stop shit. Are you ready? Let's get it. Let's get it. Everybody push your ones in the air.
They stupid. They stupid. Yo. They're gonna do y'all like that, man.
Vacation on the boat.
They're having a good old time. They got all the sides out for y'all. The towel wipe was too much. Now she locking arms. Even he was like, "What the fuck?" Lil was right. They killing them. I don't know about the little mama moment. She seemed like she very comfortable, but that's their business. B. Last but not least, if I want to just say one more thing about verses, did P walk off while they were closing out and giving speeches? You know, Manny Fresh gave a little speech. Baby gave his little Suge Knight moment. I didn't see P take the microphone. I didn't even see him on stage. I saw Silk speak on things and close things out. You know, I didn't see P. Did he just walk off on y'all? Anyway. All right. Moving along. I saw this one online. I thought this was interesting. We start talking about numbers and such a historic moment, business wise, sneaker wise, brand wise, collaboration wise, hip hop wise, and then the way it all came apart. Adidas gave Kanye 3 times more royalties than Michael Jordan. He turned ugly sneakers into a $1.8 billion empire. Then one meltdown cost them $1.3 billion in 24 hours. The rise and implosion of the most dangerous deal in fashion history. And of all people to be tied to that, I'm not shocked it would be Kanye. If it's all related to a meltdown that happened over 24 hours. Look at that number, 1.8 to 1.3. That should also show the power of the Jewish community. But early 2010s, Adidas was fading. Nike had Michael Jordan. Adidas had gym shoes. They were losing relevance, losing culture, losing the sneaker war. They needed a miracle. If it wasn't for the Yeezys, would we see Adidas just jump out the race sooner or later and just close shop? That's interesting. That miracle, Kanye West. In 2009, he released the Nike Air Yeezy 1. The first Nike signature shoe was a non-athlete. It sold out, resold for 2000. The hype was insane, but Kanye wanted more. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nike refused to give him royalties. They saw him as a celeb, not a partner. So Kanye walked. In 2013, Adidas signed him and gave him everything. The Adidas deal was wild, full creative control. That's a lot, man. Ownership of the Yeezy brand, 15% royalties, 3 times Michael Jordan's Nike deal. Kanye called it the Yeezy Empire. Is that why he said I done jumped over the jump, man? That's why he said that lyric, right? Oh, there was some reality to that rap right there. Okay. All right. 2015, a Yeezy Boost 350. The only one that I've ever paid for. I've gotten other ones as gifts, but this is my favorite Yeezy, the 350. I have like 50 of them bitches. Yes, I still wear them. I ain't throwing all that money away. The Boost 350 dropped. Everything changed. Sold out in minutes. Fashion and hype collided. Adidas became cool again. Celeb influencers and athletes wore Yeezys everywhere. Yeah, especially because of the price tag. People like to wear expensive stuff in public, obviously. So them costing, what they cost in stores, celebrities were going to gravitate to them. The industry, artists, the youth. Yeah, these things took off. This was huge. Change in revenue since 2000. Look at this. By 2019, Yeezy was worth 1.5 billion. Adidas made 1.8 that year from the Yeezys. Kanye made 150 to 200 million a year. Adidas stock went up 150%. Kanye revived the brand, but chaos was coming. And here you start to see some of this bullshit that he was on. Remember the shit next to Candace Owens? Pretty much a anti message towards the Black Lives Matter movement, them wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirts. Kanye's behavior got more erratic, anti-Semitic comments, White Lives Matter stunt, unfiltered interviews and tweets. He mocked Adidas publicly. They can't drop me. Yes, he did. You got a little bit full of yourself. You got a little bit too, I'm the man, and forgot that there's somebody over you. Once you start thinking you're untouchable, that's when everybody starts to touch you. That's how it goes. All right. And then here goes the split. October 25th, 2022, Adidas, who had the real power, dropped him. The cost, massive, 1.3 billion in unsold Yeezy stock, 250 million projected loss, stock tumbled, the Yeezy empire imploded overnight. And that to think that that was worth it, either worth it and or that they had to make such a move like that, where this situation, this partnership, these sneakers, your stock 150% up to the point where you had to walk away from that. You know how many people, when you have this type of stock, this type of power and resurgence into your brand, especially when you're competing with the biggest brand in the world, Nike, and then you have this going on and this type of money at play, and you still split from this whole situation. A lot of people would have still put up with Kanye in the midst of all this. Maybe they couldn't though, because that anti-Semitic thing, niggas ain't playing about that, or people ain't playing about that, right? So that type of force to make you split from this type of business situation. Hey, Kanye, you are powerful in the wrong ways. Wow. The aftermath. CEO Casper Rusted resigned. Brand credibility shaken. Analysts called it a self-inflicted disaster. Adidas tried selling old Yeezy stock, but trust was broken. They got stuck with a lot of that, huh? The painful irony, Adidas had beaten Nike in the culture game, but Nike's partnership with MJ was built on discipline. Adidas bet on charisma and chaos and lost control of the brand. And to think, Michael Jordan is still the ambassador after all of these years. Some of y'all might be watching the stream, wasn't even born when he became the ambassador for Nike. And that damn Jumpman logo came into play and took Nike to the point where they got movies behind this whole collaboration of Jordan and Nike that hit theaters to explain it to today. Like, and he's still that. Talk about the long game, huh? Adidas outsourced its identity. They didn't just partner with Kanye, they became him. And when Kanye burned down the empire, Adidas had no identity left. Well, that I gotta blame Adidas for, because Adidas was here well before Kanye, making billions of dollars. For them to have their identity then be taken over by one person like that, to the point where he can become the end all be all for your company, that is dangerous. That is handing the keys of the car over. And maybe you felt your company was in such a downward, you had nothing left going on, and you can project in the next 10 years, we're going to fold our hand. Maybe it is handing the keys over, like, fuck it, we don't have nothing else going on at this point. Maybe, because we don't see that shit. We just see the big Adidas stores in the mall, and we think everything is beautiful. And then you turn around and posts start going around saying, hey, look, Target just laid off 1,800 people. Target just lost a $200 million lawsuit. I don't know if it was 200 million, but it was a big number. And then you start to see the fallout later on. But behind the scenes, they project this type of stuff. So who knows? They could have been in trouble for a very long time. Hype can build an empire, but only values can protect it. If your brand depends on one man, you don't have a brand, you have a bomb. That's right. I could relate, especially on the RBE front, right? I could relate. Speaking of Jay Mills, like, Jay Mills got mad at me because I didn't put him on like back to back cards, even though he felt like he did well, and some of his opponents were either choking or pulling out their phones. And then I booked, he wants to be at the flagship of, some of the bookings and the activity, even though that's not his choice. It's the CEO's choice. And sometimes you do come off like a fucking Kanye Mills, and I'm not giving you the keys. I'm running it my way. I'm not giving the brand's decisions to anybody. I make the decisions, right or wrong. That really was the nature of me and Mills's fallout. Him being upset that I didn't book him for an upcoming card, and I booked people like Big K and maybe Jay Murder. Like, that really was his thing. So be it. All right, let's move on. That's Kanye. I haven't had the opportunity to remind our platform how much of a piece of shit he is, in my humble opinion. All right, let's go back to the NBA news. Still being dominant headlines. After we go through this, we're going to get into the title. Okay, people, but just some quick updates. I want to start, though, going back to a Gilbert Arenas reminder, because that he's gonna sue for defamation thing yesterday really tweaked the nerve. Let me actually pull that one up first. Here it is. Remember this one on TMZ People? This was published August 1st on their website. Fast forward. Look how times change.
I'm on them. I'm out. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, they took my passport. Man, like, damn, my passport? That's crazy because I got another one, but you gotta have two. That was that. Yeah, I think I'm dumb. Woo, man, I'm just trying to tell you, don't get arrested and you got to use the restroom, man. I'm just trying to tell you, they don't treat you right. Nah, but everybody was in there nice. Like, what was crazy is the who arrested me, I played in basketball. he went to high school. I played him in high school, man. Oh, hey, what's up, GA? Hey, nothing, man. How you doing, Fred? See, you still getting.
If y'all remember this stream when we covered this video here, I asked y'all a question. I said, now I don't watch his podcast too much. I might catch a highlight clip every once in a while from his show related to maybe some basketball shit that I'm scanning around the internet for, but I don't watch the podcast. And I asked y'all, I said, yo, is he like this? Is this a joke? Is he playing? Is he a sarcastic person? Is he playful? Is that his whole shtick? You know, is he a goofball? Like, and a lot of y'all told me like, nah, he's always acting like this. And that's cool. You know, you are who you are, or you act how you act. And there's nothing wrong with having fun a lot. You know, I would never come at the man for just being giddy. But I was just like, yo, he just came out of jail. And he's like, it's like, why is everything a joke? You just got really, is this your way of spinning it and trying to turn into a positive? But the things that he was talking about in this video before he gets to the I'm snitching, I'm just like, this, I don't know if this is goofball level. This is just him, right? Like, just the type of person I'm cool on, you know? And y'all gave me as much information back then as y'all could. And we just see so much more now.
Trouble? Yeah, you know what it is. I'm dead that serious. I was like, yeah, this is Fred. Just be honest, man. This is the only time you actually stopped me, brother. This is the best D you done had ever since we was little. That's crazy. Kwame put something on the grill. Yeah, I bet he did cook and celebrate. Probably mad that I got out. Hey, I don't know if he know. I'm the only one that bailed out. Everybody's still there. They not letting them go. Yeah, they not letting them go, man. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't know who them was, but it don't look like they was getting out. Yeah. I don't know what language they speaking, but I was like, yeah, nah, it look like y'all stressed. But all right, partner. Hey, y'all, good luck in court. Hey, man, because I'm pretty sure I ain't gonna be there when it's time to go. Because I'm snitching. I don't know your name. What's your name? Igor? Yeah, all right, let's write that down. Igor. Yeah, he did something.
Then you want to sue when people start actually pulling the shit back up. But anyway, continuing with just some of the updates around this whole massive NBA gambling scandal. Because I told y'all, I warned y'all, it's not just going to remain Chauncey Billups and Rozier. Those are the faces, those are the names that we know, the popular people that was stated and put in the headlines. But speaking of Rozier, Terry Rozier will still receive his full $26 million salary while on leave from the NBA after being arrested on federal gambling charges. I'll take a guess why you got to do this. Why he's still getting his bread. It's a corporate thing. It's an HR thing. It's a legal thing. Remember, he's already gone through this with the NBA and was cleared by the NBA, continued to play. You know, you are still innocent until proven guilty. Now, if the NBA makes a move and fires him or cancels his contract or the team that he plays for, he might have huge grounds to sue, especially if he ends up beating his charges, right? But you know, the feds are the feds, the NBA is the NBA. Now, will the NBA cooperate with the feds? Well, they say the commissioner has a a sit down coming up or scheduled with them where they're going to probably be asking him some general high level questions. Probably he's going to probably have a conversation with them that would be very, very reserved. He's going to be prepped by his lawyers. He's going to not say anything that to further incriminate the NBA. That's his job. Protect the NBA. Okay. But when you also look at the players that have the allegations and possibly involved, coaches as well, the NBA still has to navigate that. You don't just say, "Oh, word, the feds is on you. Okay, goodbye." No, it turn around and burn you for that same contract amount and then some. So he's still getting paid. We've seen worse. We've seen police officers that killed people unjustly and have their paid leaves, right? So this is the ways of the world. All right. But continuing with the sprawl effect. I don't know how true it is, but the thing is, when we read Chauncey Billups dropped more than 35 names of high-profile NBA figures who he said are involved in gambling. I don't know how we find that out at this point, to be honest. And it's not on the docket. I looked this morning. He would have to tell people that. The thing is, Hoops is such a followed Twitter. They got 700 and almost 60,000 followers. So I don't know. I don't know where they got this smoke from. Are they tapped in with insiders? Who knows? But still, like we said yesterday, and so it begins, the continued sprawl effect. This one right here, I might debunk. This one. Chauncey Billups showed up to federal court rocking a brown Clutch sports hoodie. So you see in the middle here, Clutch Sports Group, right? That's LeBron area. That's LeBron territory. That's Rich Paul and them, right? So going around, and even you see the eye emojis in this caption right here. And there's other headlines saying conspiracy. This was him sending a sign to Clutch Sports. Either save me or step in or do something. Do whatever you got to do. Get me out of this or else I'm snitching. Kendrick and Drake, especially this year and the last 2 years, got us looking at all these different clues and Easter eggs. This could be a reach, and I'll tell you why I think it's a reach. Here's the video of him leaving court, right? Let's check it out.
These people out of millions of dollars.
Okay. Now, if you guys notice, what he's wearing is the hoodie that we're talking about, sweatpants, and sneakers. This release or this court appearance was October 23rd. If you go pull up the date that he was arrested, October 23rd. When was October 23rd? October 23rd was a Thursday. So what that means, people, is he was arrested. He got to see the judge the same day make his court appearance, and then bond was made and he was released. Chauncey Billups, first of all, you don't get arrested on the 23rd, get released, go out into the world, and then get a court date to come back the same day. And even if you come back the same day, which just doesn't happen scheduling wise, right? You get a court date later on, you and your lawyer, right? After you make bond. But even if you did come back the same day, even if it did work like that, Chauncey Billups is going to go home, put on a hoodie, sweatpants, and sneakers to come back for his court appearance for a federal indictment? No. This is Chauncey Billups. He's a fucking NBA coach. He's coming back in a full 5-piece suit. All right. So let me debunk that. I see all the headlines. It just happens to be the same day. People saw a court appearance and said, oh, so he wore that to court with the Clutch shit. No. When they went and grabbed him, when you get arrested, one of two things happen. It's either the bracelets go on and what you're wearing is what you're wearing, or depending on the circumstance, especially if you got some nice arresting officers, if they kick in your door 4 o'clock in the morning and you naked, they're going to put some clothes on you. They're going to let you pick out some clothes. Or, hey, yeah, put something on. We about to take this ride, boy. You know, you're gonna sit there while 5 police officers are surrounding you. You're gonna be putting on your clothes of choice, right? While you're getting arrested. So then y'all would have to tell me that. While he was getting arrested, he purposefully said, "Oh, word, y'all got me? Okay, where's my clutch hoodie?" Nah, I ain't with it. I ain't really with it. All right, but moving on. Moving on. This is gonna remain very big news and very interesting. This whole trial and lead-in. The FBI named 4 NBA teams whose games were bet on in the illegal sports gambling investigation: the Hornets, the Lakers, the Raptors, and the Trailblazers. And this is what I mean by the sprawl. 4 teams can turn into hundreds of people because you have the players, you have the coaches, you have the assistants, you have medical aides, you have family members of those people that could be placing bets. I watched Michael Franzisi's video yesterday on his YouTube channel. The I believe he was tied to the Colombo family, mob captain or boss. And he was talking about gambling in the NBA, his involvement with it when he was active in the mafia. He has since dropped his flag. That's why he's on YouTube with 1 million subscribers. But he was breaking down like, duh, we've been doing this shit forever, you know? And as far as even leaning on some of these people, we lean on them to collect debts, a little intimidation, the money comes out, and we use these guys out of their faces, all the things we spoke about yesterday. But he makes it seem like it got worse because the accessibility and some of the legalization of gambling, you guys opened up sports gambling so much that you got more people involved in it. And we just follow that as well, the criminal element, because there's money in it for us. Like, hell yeah. Like, we leaning on these people and we got our hands in and we've always been there. Duh. So seeing even 4 teams like this, it's just a massive sprawl effect, people. And Chauncey Billups, if he's not the biggest name to actually get indicted, I would not be shocked at all. I know we see people's names coming in like LeBron and these people that we're pulling up now. I don't see LeBron getting indicted. They would need some harsh evidence on him. Who knows, man? It's the feds. Just imagine that. But let me not fucking do the hypotheticals in that form. Darvin Ham is under investigation for betting overs on Taurean Prince while starting him on the Lakers and the Bucks. Is this true? Is it not true? The sprawl effect continues. Some of these platforms are pretty credible. This one comes from the Sports Place. They have over 183,000 followers. They put up here another name that was also allegedly in attendance for the allegedly rigged April 2019 poker game in Las Vegas was Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue. Lue did not play at the same table as the Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, but he was there, they're saying. How would they know this type of stuff? Would it be a Chauncey Billups? Would it be an alleged Gilbert Arenas? I'm just throwing his name in there for fun since he is being such a jerk. Allegedly. Would it be a Donnie Brasco inside? Would it be people that are already arrested of the 31 people in the indictment that we read yesterday that's already talking? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Coming back over though to the mafia side for all the people that said, where's the white faces? This got to be bullshit because there's only, I'm like, they said 30 people. And they got all these mafioso trees that's now going around now that the names for the indictment is out. Okay. And here are some pretty prominent ones in that culture. From the son of legendary mafia capo named Quack Quack to a wise guy poker pro. These are the mobsters charged in the NBA gambling scandal. So they have Ernest Ernie Aiello. I've never heard of him before. Nicholas Fat Nick Minucci. I don't know if I've heard of him before either. In a stunning bust that shook both the streets and the sports world, 13 members and associates of New York's most infamous crime families, the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese clans, have been arrested in connection with a major illegal gambling and sports betting operation. Among those charged are Ernest Ernie Aiello, Nicholas Fat Nick Minucci, and the son of notorious mafia capo Under Gotti, known as Angelo Quack Quack Ruggiero, Authorities say the crew ran a sophisticated betting ring that extended from the underground poker rooms to high stakes NBA games, pulling in millions to illicit profits. So one of these guys named is tied even underneath fucking John Gotti. Uh, who is the mafia member? Quack. I feel like he was referenced in movies before too. Like some people say because he talked too much, not talking like snitching, but um Angelo Salvatore Ruggiero Sr., better known by the nickname Quack, was a notorious figure in the Gambino crime family during the 1970s and 1980s. Born July 29th in Brooklyn, New York, was a childhood friend of John Gotti and rose through the ranks of the Gambino crime family, eventually becoming a captain of the Virgin crew. Okay. So that is a very prominent name, and that's the title of the John Gotti that they put there. And it's no different that we saw for Gotti and Gotti Jr., right? The sons, the people that the cousins that come up underneath these crime bosses and capos over the years, they begin to come into power, have reputations, get respect, start the bust moves. John Gotti Jr. would tell you out of his own mouth that he is the most investigated Gotti of all the Gottis, whether you're talking about the cousins, the brothers, the sisters, the mothers, the notorious father, that he's been the one that got the most Fed action, you know. So here goes some more names coming around on that organized crime side. Spooky, 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 spooky. Um, but it is what it is. And tomorrow is Monday, which means court is back in session. Updates will go around. The docket will probably move again, even back to the Julio Fulio trial. So that's just how it goes. The conspiracies, the news, the chatter continues during the weekend, and in the week, a lot of the official updates and docket and legal side postings is where we're able to get right back into. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Definitely by Tuesday, because stuff that hits tomorrow we'll probably be talking about Tuesday morning. All right. Let's get into the title. Did Lil Durk end drill music? Why did I even get to this topic today where I saw some relevance in it? Zay Osama. I've been following him a little bit lately. You know, he had that big controversy with Whack 100, try to call him a snitch. I thought Whack, that was one of Whack's many instances of just reaching and calling somebody a rat because they feel like they came home sooner than he thinks you should be home. You know, he had no other proof behind it that I know of. But then other times he runs off with paperwork like with T Grizzly, and some of that looks like, if the paperwork is real, some of that looks like, ooh, do you street niggas, are you guys allowed to do that? What's being discussed there? So sometimes you gotta listen to the guy. But Zay Osama is Zay Osama. I think he garners a lot of respect in the streets. In the music industry wise, I think he's been doing okay. He's kind of like one of those second shelf layer artists, I would say. But look at this. Lil Zay Osama speaks on why he's moving on from drill music. Drill music don't stick. There's no substance to it.
I hate when niggas try to say, oh, Lil Zay Osama ain't making drill music no more because his homie just died. Man, niggas die every day, bro. Yeah, it hurt me and fuck. Name a drill artist that got some money. Name a drill artist that got $1 million or $2 million in their account. Name a drill artist that own their cars or their houses. Name a drill artist that moved their family out the trenches for real, for real. Name a drill artist. You can't name one. Niggas get hot for a couple months and then die down. You feel what I'm saying? Drill music don't stick. There ain't no substance to it. That's why I don't want to do it no more. That was never my stilo. That's never what I was on. I only did that shit for the fans, for y'all. I make real music. I'm in every genre. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to make drill music no more because it don't make no money. It ain't nothing. Stop letting these rappers trick y'all with the rented cars, clothes, houses, and all that shit. Like, niggas don't own nothing at all. Niggas don't own nothing but want to do drill music all day. Y'all get 500 comments and 100,000 likes on an Instagram reel and you think you lit. You not streaming. You don't got no money. Ain't no real people. I hate when niggas try to say, oh, Lil Zay Osama ain't making drill music no more because his homie just died.
I don't know, man. It seems like there's definitely a lot of reality in what he's saying. As far as people that we see a lot as far as likes and even views on YouTube. Some of these little young New York drill rappers, and then we hear, yo, you was caught up with drug charges and you caught up with this. Anytime I be seeing drug charges that looks like a distribution thing, not your personal use, I question how much money you's really getting. It just shows to me like you still got to be active and make some money over there, you know. But anyway, well, more often than none, like 90+% of the time, that's the way I see it. Okay. But when he says name a drill rapper, let's start to do that. When you name a drill rapper that owns the cars, has the accolades, has the music, got the houses, got really owns the jewelry, all those things that he was mentioning, the ones that ain't cap, who comes to mind? Ironically, it's like two people to me. Okay, chat, y'all could do y'all thing. Who comes to mind? The two people for me is always gonna be Chief Keef and Lil Durk. After that, it gets tough. I see y'all in the chat already. The first one that I see is Chief Keef. Okay. Now let's take a look at Chief Keef for a second. Because we're gonna always put him as a drill rapper as far as a pioneer, right? Is he a drill rapper to y'all today? I don't know. I don't know if you still can call him a drill rapper. The guy's only like 30 years old, and it feels like he's been here forever, but he started young. Some accomplishments by Chief Keef before the age of 30. Rose out of Chicago. Yeah, they're gonna say that's an accomplishment, especially where you come from. Pioneer and king of drill music. 6 million Interscope deal. Launched his own label GBE. Produced his own classic Finito, to me, the best song to ever play in a club. Released 900 plus songs. Became a gamer. 6+ platinum and gold songs. When I went to Chief Keef's show this year, and I went simply to see Finito performed live, because to me, it's like one of the greatest, once again, songs to play in a car, in a gym, or in a club ever, or in a concert ever. I just had to see that shit live. But at that show, it's not the vibe of a drill rapper. It's kind of more the vibe of like a hood rock star, you know? And one of his biggest songs, the vibe of it ain't, when we hear drill and we think about UK drill, New York drill, Chicago, real gritty street drill, especially where they're talking about the drill, drilling and the dead homies and smoking on it, or your ops packs and whatnot. Like even Love Sosa, which is a very commercially successful song for Keith. Does that feel like drill rap to y'all? Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Lil Durk too. There is some separation that we've watched over the years. Like look at some of Durk's accolades. BET Awards, best collaboration 2024, video of the year 2024. My point gets made by stopping right there. All my life, I might be able to say that the two biggest songs for his career, and I don't got the numbers in front of me, but just as far as what they did for his career, his crossover appeal, his growth as an artist, all the doors that opened for him, his fan base, his ability to be on the shelves, sell albums, be able to cross into these different markets. It's probably the song with Drake, right? And it's the song right here with J. Cole, All My Life. Those are the two to me. All right. It ain't none of his fucking auto-tune Dirk shit from back in the day. yo, man, of what? New iPack of the air. He'd still be alive. Y'all niggas ain't gas him up. Like, that's our shit in the streets. That ain't winning you an award. That ain't nominating you for a Grammy or a BET. No. That's the shit that we played in our gym and shit. All My Life, 2024 nominee. Best group 2022, best collaboration BET. That was with DJ Khaled and Lil Baby in 2022. All the commercial stuff. Best melodic rap performance, All My Life 2024. Album of the year, Donda. He's on there, right? So gets a Grammy for that. Is that how that works? Okay. 2021 Grammy for melodic rap performance. Laugh Now, Cry Later. That's probably why he was even doing some of the songs where he was addressing, y'all talk about me singing, doing auto-tune, but he saw that that's where he's getting views and attention and awards, and he's crossing over. Everybody wants to cross over and move up. Everybody, every artist. Nobody wants to keep performing at the hole in the walls, no matter what the fuck they tell you. Everybody wants to make it to the Grammys stages and all that type of shit, the Super Bowl halftime shows. What songs are going to take you there? Duh. All right. Laugh Now, Cry Later. That was 2021. Image Awards, NAACP. Outstanding Duo, the J. Cole song once again. Okay. I could keep going. But what kills me there is we're stuck at two rappers that have commercial success. One damn near ain't on some drill shit no more, Chief Keef. He's moving around like a rock star. And the other one, when he does do drill music, it gets him indicted. You know what I'm saying? Like that, obviously the Murder for Hire is the action, not the music. But all that shit that we listen to, the drill stuff that he does, especially going back in that direction heavy after King Von died, it's like he was getting in the commercial success. The co-album with Lil Baby and the song with Drake and the song with J. Cole, All My Life. He became one of the A-list artists with that type of music. After Von died, it almost feels like he did a lot for the streets because that was a part of his, we sliding for Von, we getting back, we still beefing, fuck FBG Cash, Aha, which is a big song. It's not a Grammy Award type of winning nominee type of song, but Aha is a big song. You know, what is Aha about though? He went back in that direction and look where it winds up for him, you know? But I also pulled up in the background, top 10 list notability wise for drill artists from America. I skipped the UK side and all that because I'm not that knowledgeable about that out there. Number 1, Chief Keef. We just spoke about him. He's a rock star. He ain't on some drill shit no more. He's not in the hood. He's been gone. The first to leave, it feels like, right? If you want to consider him a drill rap pioneer, you are spot on. If you want to call him a drill rapper today, I would question that. Chief Keef, okay? Lil Durk, we just spoke about him. Number 3 on the list is somebody that is deceased. Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke comes in at number 3 as far as notability for drill rap. Number 4 goes to Polo G. Polo G, yeah, he's had some commercial success. I would still call, would I call him a drill? Yeah, okay. All right, but he hits, I'm sorry, not number 3, number 4 he hit. Chef G, where's Chef G right now? He comes in at number 5. And I haven't seen no commercials. Be clear, like what Zay Osama said, the people that got 500 comments and 100,000 likes and all that, that don't mean shit. It's social media, the numbers of all of that. But what do you really rank in the industry? Are you really moving streams that are really relevant? Are you really moving units, selling albums? Are you really getting booked on these big stages? Are you really making noise at an industry level? Chef G, I can't name 3 of his songs right now. Like I can't name one. I can hear a couple and I know what they are when they come on, but he had that level of success. Let's be clear. And he's number 5. Number 6, Fabio Foreign. Some people think he's done. Some people think by the time you get past Big Drip, I fell in love with it. Hey. Some people feel like he was never able to revisit that. His sophomore Jinx was incredible. Then he went and spent some time. He came out and he started calling out the streamer, Black Boy Max, for a boxing match. That's number 6. Number 7, K Flock. Again, just like Chef G. Where's he now? Serving time. Number 8, Ra Swish. I might know him if I see him. I can't tell you who the fuck Ra Swish is. Ruga, I like Ruga. Ruga has 0 commercial success to me. 0. He's got a couple videos on World Star. He's got his YouTube channel. He's got some dope songs. What else does he got? He's got some big interviews like on No Jumper. You know, he might have been on Vlad TV as well. Who else can't do that? Like, Ruga has 0 commercial success to me. We just know him if we just follow drill rap and our music. That's it. He's number 9. Number 10, Cowboy from Chicago. I don't even remember who that is, Neva. I'll have to see his face or hear the song. I don't remember who that is. That's your top 10 right now. As you start to ask if drill is dying. All right. I pulled up a video trying to find stuff related to this title, and I found this online. The title of this one was Murdered Rappers in Chicago, 2012 through 2024. Rest in peace. The war in Chicago, top art legends. Shout out to you. We're not going to watch this whole video. I just want to look at some of the notable names. Okay. So the first notable name up is Lil Jojo. I know Lil Jojo for one song. Okay. The BDK shit. Or the, you know what I'm saying? Just going at his eye. We BDK about all that shit. And then the story behind him of being a part of the war really ramping up after he was killed. Well, we're talking about music, though. Music. Did he ever chart? Did he ever get into households? No. No, his name actually became known from the street shit and him dying, unfortunately.
Lil Jojo, killed in 2012. Joseph J. Coleman, known as Lil Jojo, was an American rapper and gangster from Chicago who gained recognition on the early Chicago drill music scene. He was affiliated with the Gangster Disciples, rivals of the Black Disciples. Let's delve into his story. Shortly before his death, Jojo released the track 300K in August 2012, which made him widely known. It was a scathing diss track targeting Lil Reese, Chief Keef, and others associated with the 300 gang. Chief Keef represented this group, which was said to rival the Brick Squad, a faction of the Gangster Disciples. Lil Jojo was killed in early September of that same year, shot while riding a bicycle in Chicago's Inglewood neighborhood. On the same day as the murder, Coleman and his associates drove to Parkway Garden Homes, a low-income housing complex near where Chief Keef lived.
To be Gangster Disciple territory. This is where Jojo got killed over a year ago.
While passing through the area, Coleman and his group recorded a video mocking Chief Keef's clique in a contentious quarrel. A verbal altercation occurred between Coleman's group in the car and rapper Lil Reese and his companions, who were outside near his home at the time. Lil Reese ended with defiant words. Later that evening, Jojo was shot and killed.
Right there, we see Jojo on the ground, ambulance, they turn him around and you see a big ass hole like this, boy. I'm like, boy, hell no, he couldn't get hit like one time for my life, bro. The girl said they shot like 6 times. They started it though.
This BD and GD.
Lake Capone.
Now I want to go to LA Capone, another big name out of drill music in Chicago. Any charting, any big streaming, any big commercial success at all. I know about zero commercial success for him and Jojo. Let's go into a little bit of his story.
Killed in 2013. Leonard Anderson, known as Lil Capone, was an American rapper from Chicago. He gained recognition through his hit songs Round Here and Play for Keeps, which showcased his unique delivery and street-inspired lyrics. Like Chief Keef and Lil Durk, Lil Capone was a member of the Black Disciples gang. On September 26, 2013, the 17-year-old Anderson had just left a recording studio in the 7,000 block of South Stony Island Avenue. While walking through an alley, he was ambushed and shot. He suffered gunshot wounds to his lower back and right thigh and tragically succumbed to his injuries. By August 2014, 3 individuals were charged in connection with Lil Capone's murder. Saki Hardy Johnson and Michael Mays, affiliated with the gang 051 Young Money, were charged with first-degree murder. Mako Buchanan, the driver of the vehicle during the attack, pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 45 years in prison. The death of Lil Capone sent ripples through the Chicago rap scene, leaving fans and peers mourning the loss of another promising young artist. Trife.
Next up, FBG Duck. He was getting there. He was definitely getting there. Slide was a hit song. That was, I would say that felt commercial level. I would say that Slide. That allegedly got him his first deal, right? I'm trying to think of other songs that had that type of hit at an industry level. But he was definitely getting there. But we know his story.
FBG Duck, killed in 2020. Carlton Weekly, known as FBG Duck, began his career in 2013 within Chicago's drill music scene. In 2018, he gained fame with his hit Slide, which 21 Savage later remixed. Over the last 5 years of his life, he released 4 albums and numerous solo singles with his rap crew, Flyboy Gang. On August 4th, 2020, a shooting occurred in a luxury boutique shopping district near downtown, in the Gold Coast area. 4 individuals exited a vehicle and fatally shot Carlton before fleeing the scene. His girlfriend and another shopper were also injured and taken to the hospital.
Duck death is one of the sickest shit I ever seen. Guys come like Al Capone and spray him down. The man in one of the safest areas in the world and lose his life. But he be in them ghetto ass neighborhoods every day, and he would say, shit can happen at a blink of an eye. All that shit be backdoor. Shit, Duck was out here in Chicago dangerously.
Federal King Von.
Of course, if we're going to do Duck, who do you expect to be right after that? The notorious King Von.
Killed in 2020. King Von was an American rapper and gang.
Now, did that whole story series that he dropped, did that get in commercial wise? I would say yeah. Just like FBG Duck, like Von and Duck, they were there. They were there. The notoriety that they began to garner, the attention that they began to garner, Duck didn't have the push that Von had. Von has people like Durk there. So that's a lot. That's somebody that's going to take you up to the Breakfast Club and get you into some of these other places, put you on big shows, get you other features from other big artists. So Von definitely was going to, I think he was going to be well ahead of the race when it comes to, that whole rivalry. But this to me was probably the last shot that I remember seeing of a commercially successful drill rapper, King Von.
Member from Chicago, affiliated with the Black Disciples Gang. In 2018, he signed with Lil Durk's record label, Only the Family. His 2018 single, Crazy Story,
Let me know if you want to eat. She like Von, you are.
And his 2020 single, Took Her to the O,
So I bought some dope and took her to the O. Just got the top.
both earned triple platinum certification from the Recording Industry Association of America.
Oh, there you go.
King Von achieved initial success as a rapper in his hometown of Chicago, but later moved to Atlanta, where he was tragically killed.
My brother just walked in. He had walked in my house, and he said it. He didn't say it in an exciting way, but he said it in a way of like, I thought you already know this, but he was like, King Von died. I said, what, bro? He said, he died. They said he died last night. He got shot, something like that. And it's in the middle of me cooking, bro. I look at my phone and I see the shit, and I used to wake up and not touch my phone for like 2 hours or 3 hours just to keep some type of peace and start my day right. So when I looked at it, it just hit me crazy. And I remember, boy, I dropped down to the
On October 6th, 2020, a fight broke out in the parking lot of Monaco Hookah Lounge on Trinity Avenue, escalating into a shooting between two groups. The incident was tied to the ongoing feud mentioned in the previous story about FBG Duck. King Von sustained multiple gunshot wounds and was transported to a hospital where he later died. 22-year-old Timothy Lol Tim Leaks, a rapper affiliated with Quando Rondo, was identified as the shooter and taken into custody.
You walked up to King Von to dap him up. Can you take us through that night?
I don't even remember that night. That was so long ago. You know how that go. Man, I don't even remember too much ago.
However, in 2023, all charges against Leaks were dropped under Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. Bloodhound Lil Jeff, killed in...
Lil Jeff was another big name in the drill scene. To me, zero commercial success, though. People are getting more in tune with who he is from the street shit and all the documentaries and the videos of him having however many alleged bodies. Okay. I do see the chat. There is one name from a commercial side that should have been on that list of top 10, right? And that is G Herbo, right? He definitely should be there as well. Little Bibby might have been there as well if he would have kept going, but Little Bibby left and said, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna go do this real estate shit and all that type of stuff." But I also pulled up a top 10 drill rappers that were killed. Okay, so number one, it has Pop Smoke. And the reason why I could see them having Pop Smoke ahead of King Von, Pop Smoke, I don't want to say he had more commercial or industry success. That might be the case. He might have. But he was even going outside of his backing. When I say that, the King Von being pushed in by Lil Durk and then him starting to spread his own wings, But then they even had that separation because when they caught that case, that shooting, what was in Atlanta, they couldn't even be together. King Von and Little Durk, they couldn't be around each other. They couldn't associate. That was just a court ruling, right? Whereas Pop Smoke, you saw him industry dancing a little bit. You got all these co-signs from like 50 Cent, Start. Was it Nicki Minaj that did his remix to his big song? So he started moving around with the heavyweights, and that brings a lot too. So I would say, yeah, Pop Smoke probably felt like number one at the time. King Von, they got it number 2. FBG Duck, they got it number 3. And I say FBG Duck, once again, was just like barely getting commercial success to me. Number 4, they got Young Pappy. You got to really follow the scene to even know who that is. Like, he's one of the most talented lyrical guys from Chicago, that whole drill scene. But zero commercial success. People don't even know who that is. FBG Cash, a lot of people know him because of the street shit as well. I can't name a FBG Cash song that I really paid attention to. I could put 1 or 2 on that was going back and forth with the beef of him dissing Durk and all that. Did he remix Computers? It feels like all of them niggas remix Computers though. So I don't know. But FBG Cash is there. E-Day 600. Some of y'all don't know who the fuck that is. Zero commercial success. Number 7, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Shy Witz. Don't know who that is. Rest in peace. Killed in 2022. Shot and killed in Brooklyn. New York drill rap. I don't even know who that is. Respectfully. Suave Drilly, a New York rapper. Don't know who that is. Julio Fulio they have here at number 9. He should move up. He should be above some of those names. I don't know, because Julio Fulio was making a lot of noise. Did Julio Fulio ever have commercial success? No. His biggest song is Who I Smoke, a remix of what? The Taylor Swift shit? That's not playing anywhere. Like, radio stations is playing Who I Smoke, a Taylor Swift re-rendition of Killing Ops and all the type of shit. That's his biggest shit. Oh no, it's Who I Smoke on the other side, right? Well, you guys know what song I'm talking about. I'm talking about his response to that, where he's laying around on the tombstones and everything at the gravesite. That's his biggest song that I know of. Julio Fulio. Wow. Speaking of Who I Smoke, is that Young and Ace's biggest shit? It might be. Is Young and Ace a drill rapper to y'all? I could throw one in there when I opened up and said Chief Keef and Lil Durk are the people that come to mind. Is NBA Youngboy a drill rapper to y'all? I don't know. I don't know how to classify him. If he is, then yes. Then you got those 3. But you still only got 3. Anyway, back to the deceased 10 list. E. Baby came in at number 10. All right. Now, when we go from there, I looked at this article. And this conversation isn't new. Zay Osama didn't start it. I'm not here in 2025 being the only person that's, thinking about it. This article is from when? 2022. This was from Newsweek. Because now we start to talk about the commercial availability, the commercial crossover ability of drill music. What is drill music, and why did Rolling Loud remove it from the lineup? What do we got here? Although drill music has become a popular they don't even call it a genre. They call it subgenre in hip hop. Okay. Subgenre in hip hop, its success has brought huge amounts of controversy. This was exemplified by a Thursday report that at least 3 drill music rappers were removed from the weekend's Rolling Loud Festival in New York City. Now, I don't know if that's music related or style of music, or if it's because who those people were possibly beefing, and you thinking like drill music is based in all real street shit, and we can't have these guys on a bill because it's going to go up. Could have been the case. But the New York Times reported that representatives from the rappers Shy EK, Ron Suno, and 22 G's said the artists were pulled from the hip hop festival's lineup at the request of the police. The police. There you go. The police wasn't with it. The police was like, nah, we good. Look how big news it was. Was it this year for Chief Keef to go back to Chicago? Fucking police to shut your shit down too. No official announcement has been given regarding the artist allegedly being disinvited from the event, though a similar situation occurred in 2019 after the New York Police Department notified organizers it wanted several artists taken off the year's Rolling Loud lineup. 22 G's was among those removed in 2019, as well as popular rappers Pop Smoke, who died. Pop Smoke was removed in 2019. So this type of news is huge. If I'm the one that's putting money into your career, if I'm the label, if I'm the CEO behind you. Oh, hold on one second, y'all. My bad. Here goes my contractor. 1 second. My bad. All right, my bad. Yeah, my contractor from yesterday is coming back already, getting back to work today on a weekend. You know, you got a good contractor when they work weekends. Um, where was I at? Where was I at? So Pop Smoke. If I'm putting money behind Pop Smoke and I'm gonna use my strength, my money, my resources to put you in these positions. Like, how many people are sent to the Breakfast Club by the label? No different than me in battle rap, right? I'm gonna take a battle. I'm gonna book him for a big performance, and we're gonna do a promo run, and I'm gonna coordinate with Jay Black to send him to Jay Black. I'm gonna coordinate with 15 Minutes of Fame and Hip Hop Is Real and get the battler to go to these, and I'm gonna be involved in some of this, you know. No different than here. So here I am, the label. I get my Pop Smoke on Rolling Loud, which is a significant stage. This is all the building of an artist. This is all the opportunities. This is all your fan base in front of you. And you get dropped because of the police. Now, we feel historically these labels don't give a fuck about people because they already seen for years the beefs that they be in. You go all the way back to when gangster rap first really took over in the scene, back to the NBA and NWA days. You could see the reality behind the beef with Easy E and the other members, right? It was real. And these is real street niggas that could get hurt, could get killed. And fast forward, we say these label execs, all they're gonna do is book you, and they're gonna take a life insurance policy out on you, put you out there in the midst of all the danger, not really care. If you get to a certain level and you start making a lot of money, maybe we'll spend extra money on putting a security detail around you. Cool. And if you die, you die. But I'm making money off of you. You know, like obviously that's how they move. They don't look at these people and say, well, let me check your resume. You're beefing with people over here and it's deadly, possibly, or your brother or your sister got killed. You know what? I'm going to leave you alone. No, that story, they actually say, let's sign the dotted line. Okay. But when your shows are getting canceled simply because of the genre of music that you're in, it's a different ball game. Double XL, fast forward a year after that. But this one, it's not this year, but it's current. This one says October 30th, 2024. It says, is drill music endangered? Why the fuck they have Ice Spice here? Kills me. I guess the sound of that New York drill and that bop and whatever they categorize that. I just hate her on any drill list. But anyway, we know Chef, we know Durk in the middle, you know Pop Smoke. So you got 1, 2, 3, and I don't know who this guy is, either deceased or in jail. And the fourth one of the list, not even really a drill rapper to me. If you notice, we're struggling to even find the success in it by doing this. The miscategorizing, the people that are dead, the people that are in jail, the shows that are getting canceled. After nearly a 15-year run, it might be time to get some RIP t-shirts printed up for drill music. This was an article in 2024. And the arrest of Lil Durk, and arguably one of the biggest artists in the subgenre, might be the death knell. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. If Lil Durk is the last of the commercial success, and he is where he is right now, are we done? Or are you guys still calling G Herbo and Chief Keef drill rappers? Is it done? Should it be done? Musically, it's one of my favorite genres to listen to at certain times. Like, it's definitely gym music. I love it. I wish it wasn't a part of taking these young men and women's lives. I really do. I wish it could just be fake and just be entertainment, but that's just not the reality of the shit. So some would say drill doesn't belong here anyway, from a humane and a moral standpoint. Doesn't belong here. But drill ain't the only music that gets niggas killed. Let's be real. I'm trying to be I'm trying to see it from all different perspectives. Would it be a good thing if drill was done? Well, as far as the danger and the lives and the families that are impacted, the answer is yes. Drill music could be extremely indirectly responsible for where the biggest drill rapper out right now, if you categorize him like that, is in jail for murder for hire. Okay. So when we say, did Little Durk end drill music? Well, if that public draw to him, his music, his reputation, the people that are around him, further incited him to enforce that Slide for Vaughn campaign, which is what many people believe. I did a stream breaking down, the title was bugged out, and then I walked through it, and then people understood, saying, is 6ix9ine like the reason that Little Durk is in jail? Because he spearheaded the Slide for Vaughn campaign, and he was in headlines everywhere. You're not gonna slide for your bed. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be that. And fast forward, Little Durk incriminated himself with DJ Academics. Slide for Vaughn. You still hear people talking about that? Huh? Do you? No, you don't. We different in the rack. Must be something in the water. You think that? Who thinks that interview is not going to come up in this trial? So, I'm not saying purposefully he ended drill music, but because he is the last of that stature of commercial success, because I don't see Chief Keef creating those type of songs today the way that Little Durk is. Little Durk was still making FBG Cash related, aha, Slide for Vaughn type of music today, and then still going on the other side of the fence and doing his All My Lives with J. Cole. I don't really see that with Chief Keef. Hell, I see him mostly doing his old catalog. If Chief Keef has a bunch of bangers that are rooted in new drill shit and new talk about ops and smoking on packs today, the way that Little Durk was, y'all gotta tweet them to me. They're not catching on to me. I don't see them. But I could tell you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like significant songs that Durk dropped that was some drill type vibe. Yet he had the commercial success. So if he's the last, and if he is cooked for this murder for hire, and if you got even people like a Zay Osama coming out and saying there's no money in it, don't get caught up in when y'all see these Chef G's and these little guys or whatever, like they're a big deal. That's just social media views and all that type of shit. You know, and if it's that much of a danger where the fucking corporate entities got to pull away from it because the shows are getting canceled, and if niggas is on the top 10s and they dying or in jail, yeah, Durk, you the last, and it's dead. And you might be smart to listen to Zay Osama and get the fuck off that train at the next stop as well. That's my conclusion. Oh yeah, and speaking of drill music, I did see the news. How's this for a closeout? THF Bezu reportedly shot yesterday. Lil Durk's enforcer, close homie. By the way, he's got a co-mixtape called Beat That Body with King Von, right? He's feared at times based on what videos or who you listen to or who you're talking to on the Chicago side. He's known for putting in that real pain in the streets, right? He's got that type of reputation. He did a No Jumper interview where he tried to be reserved. He didn't say nearly as much stuff that he would say to the whole world on one of his lives. That gets super incriminating, right? But he acted reserved on Adam 22 shit. I think he got arrested this year as well. But now they're saying that he got shot last night. So could have been shot for a bunch of reasons that have nothing to do with drill music, but I don't know. The lifestyle and the mix of all these people, I think you could bet your money that there's some type of association. Okay. So if it's not dead, maybe it should just be dead. That's it. Hour 20 and not bad. Shout out to Melly, our member and our mod over here at 819, gifted a membership on the channel. Thank you, love. Shout out to the green team. I got Jay here. This is when we was going over the Cash Money piece. Cash Money versus No Limit. Drop comments. Let me know who y'all got for y'all winners. I kind of evened it off as it ended and started to close. I think it's kind of even. I don't need to pick a winner. Juvenile looked like he wasn't feeling that. Oh, you mean Baby's rant? Yeah, his face to the side. We played that footage. He was Baby got in his bag. Fresh was over there like, yo, don't jump off script. Baby like, nah, fuck that. If you ain't with us, all right. Anyway, Miss AB is here. I could never like my bro in law that much. Yuck. Oh, so that's when we was talking about Tony and Tamar Braxton, the footage of everybody saying, yo, Tamar, you're looking kind of crazy up there in the midst of these reports of Tony Braxton filing divorce with Baby. It's always good to see the ladies weigh in on some of this. You guys have your level of intuition too, right? Hi, I'm Wavy. I appreciate you, G. Thank you, Wavy. Says hit that like button. Please take his advice. Jay says, TD Jake's voice. Have you ever been swallowed up? Runs in place like Master P. Bad Boy Baby Diddy voice. You got a whole bunch going on in this Super J. The running in place, I tweeted yesterday. I said, if Master P's cardio at his age could keep up that running in place for the whole verses, they automatically win. He just don't. That was his shit, dog. That's his one move that he had. That's his go-to for everything. His little jog, his little soldier jog. I like, yo, P. How old is Master P? He's in his 50s, right? How old? And so is Baby. How old is Master P? Which is actually a shout out for these guys. Longevity in the game is actually beautiful. Master P is shit. He's about to touch 60. I thought he was lower 50. You know, he's 58. God blessings, man. And shout out to you. How old? So Baby's got to be close, right? How old is Baby? Baby from Cash Money. How old is Baby? 56. Okay. He's marching down on 57 in February. Wow. Okay. Shout out to them, man. You talk about longevity. That's why he took that opportunity to wear the NBA Youngboy chain instead of like a Cash Money piece, right? You got to stand behind that movement now. And that was even the biggest thing that he said in his speech at the end. NBA Youngboy and all that. Like, yeah, if you ain't with us, fuck you. He didn't stay pure Cash Money, did he? I didn't even hear him shout out Drake or Nicki Minaj or Wayne. Now, he did say Wayne. He said, but he didn't shout him out. He said it kind of like story-wise. He was like, I met Wayne, I met BG, I met Turk. Fuck Turk, he was a bitch, you know? Anyway, happy Sunday. It's football Sunday. I forget the schedule for today, but I'm going to start tuning in. For all I know, the games that have already started. So I'm going to start tuning in. I'm starving. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to step outside, talk to my contractor, and then I'm going to order me some Grubhub. I'm in the mood for breakfast. And while that's on the way, I'm going to be on a treadmill, getting in a good like 45 minutes of cardio. And then I'm going to sit around a laptop while I'm watching the games, going over emails and business and social media and catching up with a couple things. No outside life for me today. No nothing. I ran a couple errands yesterday. I had to hit the mall yesterday. My son's supposed to be on punishment. He came in here with a shitty math score, and math is his dominant subject. And his shitty math score that he got on a quiz earlier this week drops his score down to his average down to 87. But I hope he sees this one day, my son. The way I do academic averages and scoring in my house with my son and my daughter, I set a hard standard at nothing less than 90. And you can get some of your shit taken away from you for walking in this house with less than a 90. I treat it in front of their face very harshly, knowing that I didn't do that as a kid. I wasn't averaging 90s as a kid. But to have them actually fear in certain degrees, like, damn, I might lose my phone this week if I get an 85. It sets such a high standard, you know. So his average being below 87, he lost his allowance this week. And then following after that, he didn't do something that he was told to do at the time he was told to do it. I'm big on that. I'm big on discipline. I don't get played with by my kids at all. So if I ever say something and you didn't do it when I told you, it's I instill a lot of that soldier type of shit too, where it's just like there's always going to be authorities. Like what happens when you have a CEO over you or a VP over you? You can't have things your way. You got to work. You got to do what you need to do. You're not going to get sunned. You're not going to have another father later on in life. It's my job to teach you that. You're going to uphold yourself with respect. But it's okay if your VP says, "Hey, I need this done by the end of the day." You get on it. Don't take it like yourself getting sunned if he's treating you with respect and professionalism. So you can't do things when you want all the time. Some things you do it when you're told, and that even comes from a home. Little lessons like, didn't I tell you to brush your teeth and you upstairs playing? All right, kiss your allowance this week goodbye. What? Yeah, nigga. But anyway, so he had the back-to-back. He had the poor math score that dropped his average to an 87. And he had something that I told him to do, and he didn't do it when I wanted him to do it. He did it when he wanted to do it. And I got to challenge that in the crib, of course. Because of that, this is how harsh of a father I am. I didn't let him come with me to the mall and pick out his own sneakers, because he's getting a little bigger. So he's starting to get into what's on his feet the way that I was. By the time you get to high school, it's a wrap. You want to have the latest and the greatest. I get it. But that was like the punishment. Like, you can't pick out your own sneakers now. And what did I do? I got to the mall and I'm looking. What was that? Finish Line or something? JD? One of them. I'm looking at the sneakers that's in his size. The first pair that I get him is the black Jordan Bunnies, with the two straps across. I get him a pair of those. And then the second pair I get him is some black and gray low top Nikes. I don't even know what they are. And then I also got him a pair of Crocs because these kids be wearing slippers to school a lot. He got Crocs that he'd be wearing sometimes when they want to do that little, we too laid back to put on sneakers look. And I got him the Crocs that have like the cotton or the fur or whatever inside, like the warmer ones since it's getting cold. I bought him that black so they could be warm and everything. So I pull up, he's outside shooting hoops. I'm like, yo, you got all that shit done that you're supposed to get done? Yeah, what'd you do? He's like, I did this. I caught up with this. I'm like, all right. I go into the trunk. I hand him fucking 3 boxes, bag of 3 boxes of footwear. Is he gonna feel punished? Probably not, because he didn't get to pick about himself. But I'm just that type of father. Like, even though I'm mad at him and I'm slapping around a little bit for his grade this year and getting a little off track this week. Not this year, this week. I ain't sending my son to school with some. I just can't walk into the store and be like, let me get the worst sneakers ever to embarrass him. Give me the Spider-Man sneakers, knowing he's too big for that now. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't doing that. My thing is to discipline you, let you understand where you're wrong, mold you, make sure you understand the rights and wrongs, and then let you get back to being able to correct those things. If I put some Spider-Man sneakers on your feet and you feel embarrassed at school as a young kid that's surrounded by peer pressure and you guys all grown boys and girls dissing each other, I know how it goes. These little kids they're harsh outside their parents. Then I'm it's like the punishment that never ends, and I'm not trying to be there doing that to him while he's in school. Let him be comfortable in his place where he's supposed to be learning. It's my job to do that. So that's my father side justification for still giving him, I don't know, 300 plus worth of sneakers and shit when I was mad at him. And just so I don't come home empty handed for my daughter, she got a couple little dolls or whatever. They had the fake, those Labubu things or whatever. I bought her some of those when I was in Vegas last trip. I bought some of those home, and she told me, or she asked me, she said, "Are these the real ones?" And I said, "What?" I didn't even know. And I looked it up, real Labubus and how they get released and how much they're sold out, and people's getting them shipped from China and all that type of shit. I'm like, if she's big enough and she's learning around her peers in school and whatnot about real versus fake Labubus, then I can't even get her the ones that I just see here for $20, like the fuck? Because she should be like, oh, I can't rock with this. Like, I can't move around with this. They go the fake shit. Like, I don't know. So I saw some of those in the store, but they told me that they was fake. I was like, I can't do it again. She asked me that question last time. I'll just get her some other shit. All right. That's my day today. All right. Everybody enjoy football Sunday, y'all. We'll be back to our regular Monday through Friday morning or weekday schedule, 6 a.m. And I always said these things are evil. They look evil as fuck, don't they? They do look evil as fuck. All of them got these sharp ass teeth. Look, I don't know. Oh, last but not least, I'll say this. Welcome to Derry or whatever is debuting tonight, right? Yeah, I gotta keep myself awake for that. 9 o'clock, I believe, on HBO Max. The It Show. They got a show of it. Yeah. Hey, I'm definitely on Grubhub all day, just chilling. We're gonna march down to that tonight too after the football Sunday. All right. See y'all in the morning, 6 a.m. We'll be back.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry It's True podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.